Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, October the 1st. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading. Monthly open. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Let's start the month off right and have our risk management in place so we don't lose any more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade. So if we take a look at the monthly, we can see things are heading back towards the open of the previous month's candle. You can see it looks like we even had a gap down on the month. And we are 45 pips below the monthly open, 68 off the high, and 10 off the low. Now, I think I'd mentioned yesterday about looking for price to come back the other way when we start to look left. And I don't remember which chart that was on. It might have been on the daily. I think it was. You can see here, if we look at the weekly chart, all the gaps have filled, and it failed to make a new high, and it came out of that wick zone big time. Crossed over the monthly open, or actually the weekly open. And here, looking at the daily chart, I think this is where I was showing right here how price wasn't closing above this this level here, about 34.12 or so. You can see it's just starting that range, and here it's just looks like it completed that range. So that was something to look at, and we broke out of the weekly opening range right there, and we're heading back down. So we're going to have today will be the monthly opening range. That's going to be interesting. We've got this little overlap, and once again, looking at this range here, price is going to range for a while, then it's going to have to break out. For the year, 610 pips above the yearly open, 113 off the high, and 1,021 off the low. Notice here on the candle color multimeter, H1 and H4 are green, everything else is red. So what some people might say is it's doing a little pullback and then it's going to come back the other way. Not much happening on the inside bar action, even though we did break out of the inside bar, daily inside bar from 2 days ago. It's like we do have some inside bar action on the month on some of these other pairs. Looking at the range today, 79 pips, and the yen pairs are leading once again. A lot of volatility on the yen. And it looks like the pound yen's taking over, or acting like the beast, as it's been nicknamed. It's been leading the range count for about the past 2-3 weeks now. Let's just take a look at those bars just for the You can see they're just huge on the daily. Some nice wicks too. If you want to play the rat or trade the rat. Buy zone traders were definitely rewarded. The daily open was today's open was right near the weekly open, which was yesterday, Monday. So trading those lines would have proved profitable. Now, there's one thing about trading, and that is you can take any method and run all the statistics, but you still have to trade it. Now, you can do the walk-away trade where you enter the trade, set your TP and stop loss, and come back later and see if you won or lost. Or you can sit here at the screen and make trading decisions. And basically, what you're doing when you're making trading decisions, a lot of times you're overriding the method. You're either not trading when the method would tell you to trade, or you're trading without a signal from the method. And you have to realize that. So for example, if I was trading, I wouldn't have taken this trade here. Why? Because if you look to the left, you can see price has been testing this area, but you can also see price has been going down. It's making lower highs on these peaks. And so right here, you're trading into a wick zone that just told you, no, we don't want price up here. We want price down here. Now, you could almost say the same thing here, but this is more horizontal. This is more diagonal. And it's kind of giving you a hint. I mean, if you look at how many times it pushed it down to this level versus it made a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. But pretty much this same area. It's like no, no, no. Finally, the sellers pushed it down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. And it was telling you something, but you just have to read the chart. It could have bounced back. And that's why we have stop losses. On the other hand, you could have put a trade on here, walked away, hit your stop loss, had a trade to trigger there, and depending on what your exit method is, you might be in that trade for all this profit. But that's just something to realize. So, looking at this, look, everything is red. Green rats, you're going to have to wait a few minutes. I wouldn't be looking to go long right here. At least not yet. It might cross the 133.00, but the way it's moving, it's probably might hit the 95 bounce, hit the 90 bounce, and then let's see if it goes all the way down to the 85 or 75 from there. So you see here, you got that bounce off of that 95 area. Bambino Flex indicator said the short price near the pivot was a short, and you can see right here what happened with these H4s. And so near S1 the bias was long, but it was like, don't want to trade against the big red H4. That's just not smart, at least not in my book. We took out the pivot for the day, took out the pivot for the week, and not quite taking out that pivot for the month, but I would suspect with the way things are going, that pivot's going to get taken out this week. I could be wrong. In and out of the upper wick zone, daily wick zone that is, in and out of the lower wick zone, both directions here. And looking here at the weekly stats, 129 pips on the week, 8th percentile. We switch over to the month, only 97 so far today, but that's a big day. We haven't broken out at a high or low, so inside bar. Simple price action. Taking it broke through the double O here, pushing down, making a new low. Nice range here on M30, putting in lower highs. Might look for a reversal trade coming off of the 3-ball, but if you do, that would only be a pip or two grab unless you have some momentum behind you. And I mentioned yesterday about looking at stats, so I'm look at one stat chart today, which is the range by the hour, and we're going to test how many times did price exceed 13. And so you can see here, looking at the hours, right now we're in hour 16. And 38 times we were above it, 3 times we were below it. The max was 65 and the min was 9. So one of the things when you look at these ranges, and I do show the average, but the average isn't what you want. You want to look at the minimums, because you want to know when's the best time to trade. So you can see here, you got a bunch of 9s and a 10 minimum. So between hours 15 and 19, that's like 5 hours where you're going to have enough volatility. You should be able to extract 5 pips or so, or at least 2. We talked about the gun to the head. So that's just one way of doing that analysis. And just so you know, that was a TRO 2020 donational. So, fellow traders, fastest 15 minutes in trading is over. I am wishing everybody a profitable October. So just make sure you have your stops in place. Don't blow up your account, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.